Hey guys, welcome back to Versatile Knowledge, and in this video I'm going to be doing the speed test comparison between the Realme X3 and the Xiaomi Mi 10i. So this is the most anticipated video because these two smartphones comes in the same price range, and the Mi 10i that I have with me is the 6GB 128GB variant. Realme X3 is the 8GB 128GB variant. So if you guys have already followed me for a while, you know that we have done a lot of videos on Realme X3 and we'll be doing the same for the Mi 10i. And this is the first kind of speed test comparison that we are doing. The Xiaomi Mi 10i comes with an upper mid-range processor, that is the Snapdragon 750G, whereas the Realme X3 comes with the Snapdragon 855 Plus based processor, which is a flagship grade processor. We have set different applications that is present on our screen. We'll start with the basics of the smartphone, that is the settings application, the Google Chrome application, the camera application, the Google Play Store application, YouTube, and many more other applications which will be present. And later we'll go on to the Subway Surfer game and also the video exporting and the file extracting purposes, and we'll do all those things in this video. Both of the smartphone OS is running on the latest version, guys. As you can see, when I go to MIUI, it is running on the latest MIUI version, that is 12.0.4.0 stable version. When I go to the Realme UI and click on the software update, the version is up to date, and all the applications that we are using in this video also are running on the latest application versions as well, guys. One thing's for sure is no matter how good is the mid-range processor, it cannot actually match the levels of the flagship grade processor, that is the Snapdragon 855 Plus. First, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and do the reboot test, guys. I'll actually show you guys that both of these devices are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. As you can see, the Wi-Fi network is machine, and also the machine is connected on both the devices. So I'll just make sure that the aeroplane mode is turned on both the devices, and later we'll go on and switch the Wi-Fi on both the devices. So I'll just quickly clear all the background tasks in both the devices, guys. Background tasks close, background tasks close. Now let's go ahead and do the first important test, that is the reboot test. I'll do the reboot test on both the devices. Let me open the rebooting window on both the smartphones, that is Realme X3 and Mi 10i. So this is the rebooting menu over here, guys. We'll have to leave over here and we'll have to click this. Let's go ahead and do the reboot of both the devices. So both the devices have been clicked for reboot. Let's go ahead and see which device actually reboots first, so that we'll get to know what is the real power of both the devices. Once the reboot is done, which is the device which actually loads up all applications faster, which is the device which loads up the overall system UI faster, is also another important thing. As you can see, we have already seen the Realme boot animation, that is the important step before it starts to boot up, and we have seen 5G animation over here. As you can see, the Realme X3 has been booted up successfully. It is asking for password, and the MIUI is still booting. The device actually takes 4 to 5 seconds late than the Realme X3. Now let me go ahead and put the password and show you guys later. The Realme X3 has won easily in the reboot test. Now let's go ahead and start with the actual test with the applications that we are going to open, guys. First important application is the settings app, which is the most basic application that most of the users open for maximum number of times in a day, if I'm not wrong. Let me go ahead and open the settings application first, guys, in 3, 2 and 1. As you can see, the Realme X3 did not even do that animation. It quickly opened the settings application. I think the Realme X3 is a clear winner in settings application. Let me go to the main menu over here. Let me quickly go ahead and open the Google Chrome application, guys, which is the second app in our test, at the same time in 3, 2 and 1. Google Chrome application has been loaded successfully on the Realme X3 first, and the Mi 10i was far behind again. So as you can see, Google Chrome application loaded successfully with all the content and everything, and Mi 10i took a couple of seconds late. Now let me go ahead and open an article over here on Google Chrome. Let me see which actually loads faster. Again, Realme X3 loaded up the article faster over here. Now let me just keep this aside and open a new tab over here, guys. I'm opening fast.com over here. I'll do the internet speed test between both the devices, guys. Let me open fast.com over here. As you can see, we have opened fast.com on both the devices, and the speed of the internet is being displayed over here, guys. Both of the devices has a 120 Hz refresh rate LCD display. You can see how the colors are being represented on the camera over here. It looks a little bit on the cooler side. This looks on the little bit on the milky white side. This is on the rich white side, guys. The speed test has been completed successfully. Let me do the speed test again. The network that I am connected to is around 25-30 Mbps, guys. Always I actually get somewhere around 15-16 Mbps itself. This got 16 and this got 18 in the first time, and this got 14 and this got 19 this time. I'll go home. The next application that we are going to open in this test is the camera application. That is the default camera application and not some Google camera or something. Let me go ahead and open in 3, 2, 1. Camera application again loaded faster on the Realme X3, and later it got loaded on the Xiaomi Mi 10i. Let me keep the front camera open, guys. As you can see, the front camera has been opened. Let me turn on HDR on both the sides, and let me go home. Let me open the fourth important application, that is the Google Play Store application, which is one of the most important applications, and we keep opening many times throughout the day. In 3, 2, 1. Play Store already opened within a flash. What I'm feeling is the animation speed on both the devices is fantastic, guys. Realme X3 actually opens everything in a fraction of a second. It doesn't even draw those animations on the screen. As you can see, this is the app menu. I'll open some application that we have installed on our device, and let me keep it as it is over here. So now let me go ahead and open the YouTube application in 3, 2, 1. So as you can see, YouTube was very close, guys. You have to let me know which device actually opened YouTube application faster. Let me go to the subscription tab and keep it aside so that we can know that which device will be having the application in memory when we come back to the memory management round. So let me go back, and next what we'll do is we'll open the Facebook application in 3, 2, and 1. As you can see, the Facebook application loaded very closely. Both of the devices opened up Facebook application faster, guys. Notification tab, video tab, everything was loaded faster on both of the devices. It was a very close call. I would say it is a tie between both the devices, because Realme X3 actually loaded Facebook application faster, but this C4E Tech article loaded a little bit slow. So let me keep this over here itself and go home on the Facebook application. The next application that we are opening is the Twitter app, guys, which is one important app which I keep opening throughout the day. Let me go ahead and open the Twitter app in 3, 2, and 1. So that the Twitter app wins on the Mi 10i, guys. It opened on the little bit slower side on the Realme X3. Mi 10i wins the Twitter app round. Let me refresh the feed. Let me refresh the notifications and everything. We have kept the Twitter app over here open on both the devices. Let me go home. Now let me go to the Instagram application on both the devices in 3, 2, and 1. Yes, Instagram application goes to the Realme X3. It loaded faster. There was a blank screen before it actually loaded all the posts. Once the blank screen got over, the Instagram application loaded successfully and faster on the Realme X3. Now let me go to the feed of search over here. Let me go to the search feed over here again, and let me keep it as it is in this particular window. Now let me go ahead and open the Reddit application, guys. Let me open the Reddit application in 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, so Reddit application opened faster on the Realme X3. As you can see, Mi 10i took at least 4 to 5 seconds late to open the Reddit application. Now let me open the ClickBuzz application in... Yes, so ClickBuzz again opened faster on the Realme X3, guys. Flagship grade processor on the Realme X3 is making the real difference in terms of app opening speeds. Let me come to the matches section over here, guys, and let me go home over here. Now let me go ahead and open the Amazon application, which is the shopping app. 3, 2, and 1. Amazon opened faster on Realme X3. Again, it took 2 or 3 seconds late on the Mi 10i. And also one important thing I'm feeling is the 120 Hz refresh rate optimization that has been done on the Realme X3 is fantastic. Some of the screens that when we are browsing on the Mi 10i feels choppy on the 120 Hz refresh rate. So let me go home and open the Flipkart application over here. 3, 2, and 1. So Flipkart application loaded faster on the Xiaomi Mi 10i, guys. It loaded slower on the Realme X3. So Mi 10i gets a thumbs up for opening Flipkart application faster. Now let me go home over here and open the DRM info application in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so Realme X3 loaded the DRM info faster, guys, when compared to the Mi 10i. Both of the devices, that is the Realme X3 and the Xiaomi Mi 10i, has the Sidewine L1 certification for full HD playback of videos on Amazon Prime Video and Netflix platforms. As you can see, it is L1 and it is also L1. Now, another important application which we use on our daily basis is the Zomato application, guys. Let me open the Zomato application in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so Zomato application was loaded faster on the Realme X3 and it opened little bit, that is 2 or 3 seconds slower on the Xiaomi Mi 10i. Let me open the Geekbench application in 3, 2, and 1, guys. Okay, it was a very close call. Geekbench application opened at almost the same time on both the devices. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and run the CPU benchmark on both the devices in 3, 2, 1. Let me check which actually completes the CPU benchmark faster, and we'll also get to know which device actually has the better CPU benchmark in terms of the single core and also in terms of the multi-core. The Realme X3 has already completed 90% of the test and the Mi 10i is at 72%. The Realme X3 has fantastic performance for a flagship grade device, and with also my personal experience is that the device actually flies through everything. It is a beast in terms of this particular price range, guys, and I think it can even compete with the flagships of today, that is the Snapdragon 865 plus and also the Snapdragon 888 based flagship also. This device is a fantastic device and very good value for money, guys. If you are into gaming, Realme X3 is the one to pick. If you want future proof device, that is you want to go to 5G devices and you don't care about gaming and all, Mi 10i is a fantastic device. Whereas in terms of camera department, Mi 10i just beats Realme X3 black and blue. Mi 10i has a fantastic camera setup. Realme X3's camera, however, with software updates has got improved a little bit, but it does not compare with the Mi 10i at all, both in the front camera and the rear camera department. Whereas the Mi 10i does not have any sorts of stabilization at 4K, but this device has stabilization at 4K, and the telephoto lens on the Realme X3 is also fantastic. As you can see, the single core score on the Realme X3 788 and the multi-core score is 2579, and this device is still yet to complete. I think I've already spoken for more than 50 to 60 seconds and still it took more than a minute to complete this test, guys. So this is what it is. As you can see, the score has come in front of us. This is 626 for a single core, multi-core score is 1923. Snapdragon 750G, no matter with what optimization you do, can never match the Snapdragon 855 plus, is the important thing that I wanted to tell you. Now let me go ahead and close the Geekbench application over here. The next important application that we'll be opening here is the Netflix app, guys. Let me go ahead and open Netflix app in 3, 2 and 1. Okay, so Netflix app is clearly loaded faster on the Realme X3. There is no comparison. Again, let me go ahead and open the guest session over here. One important thing that we need to check is the full HD playback is present on both the devices or not. As you can see, HD is present over here on both the devices. As you can see, the HD label, full HD plus support is present on both the devices. Next app that we'll go ahead and open is the Amazon Prime Video, guys, and we'll open in 3, 2 and 1. Again, Amazon Prime Video was opened faster on the Realme X3, and for some reason Mi 10i was just stuck over there. My stuff over there. Let me go to the settings over here and stream and download. Streaming quality, as you can see, at best streaming quality it takes 2.35 GB, and this also takes 2.35 GB. That means full HD plus playback is supported on both the devices. Let me keep it in the same screen over here, and now let me go ahead and open the important application, that is the Subway Surfers, in 3, 2 and 1. Let's check which device actually loads Subway Surfers faster, and I think it is clearly Realme X3. As you can see, Realme X3 just finished Subway Surfer loading in just a matter of 4 to 5 seconds, guys. This device was also not too far behind. Let me go ahead and open the Kinemaster application, and 3, 2 and 1. So Kinemaster was again loaded faster on the Realme X3. If you are still with me in this video, you guys would have noted that the Realme X3 has taken the lead in this particular video. As you guys can see, I've put the Kinemaster application over here, and I'll just go ahead and open a file, guys, in 16:9, and I'll go ahead and open a video that we have downloaded. What we'll do is we'll apply some effects, which is the device of the two, which will export this video faster. So I've applied the same filter, same color correction, and the same effects on both the devices, guys, and both the clips are actually same, as you can see. Let me go ahead and export this. Basically, we'll export in Quad HD resolution, guys. Actually, this is a 4K video. As you can see, the Realme X3 is showing the 4K option over here. Mi 10i does not show the 4K option over here, guys. Again, we'll set the bitrate to high. Let me go ahead and do the export in 3, 2 and 1. Let me skip this. Yes, so the exporting has started successfully on both the devices. As you can see, the progress bar has already appeared on the Realme X3, and the progress bar has not appeared yet on the Mi 10i. Let us go ahead and check which device will actually complete the exporting of this 2 GB file, which is at 1440p resolution, and I've set the bitrate high on both the devices. As you can see, we have already come to at least 20% completion on the Realme X3, and Mi 10i is still at under 10% over here.
5 minutes later.
As you can see, we have actually completed around 75% of the exporting, and around 60% of the export has been completed on the Mi 10i. As you can see, it has already got completed. I'm just checking the time, guys. The export has been completed already on the Realme X3, by the way, and the export is still being happening on the Xiaomi Mi 10i, and it is still pending by 20% or something, guys. It took around 1 minute 20 seconds more than the Realme X3 to complete this exporting test, and Realme X3 completed the test faster. So that is what it is. Now let me go ahead and open the Solid Explorer application, guys, on both the devices in 3, 2 and 1. Solid Explorer opened again faster on the Realme X3. Let me go ahead and accept both this. So what we'll do now is we'll actually zip and unzip a file in this clip so that we'll get to know which device will actually zip the files faster. I'm actually using a few camera samples. As you can see, the food camera samples are present, and I'll go ahead and actually zip 6 to 7 photos guys over here now. So let me go ahead and do an archive over here. So it says zip over there guys. Let me go ahead and create a zip file in 3, 2 and 1. It got completed already guys on the Realme X3. As you can see, the zip file is present over here on both the devices, which has around 8 files in high resolution. And now let me go ahead and do an extraction of this zip files over here. Let me go ahead and do it in 3, 2 and 1. Keep both. As you can see, this didn't even take a fraction of a second to complete the test guys, whereas this took around 1 second to complete the test. So throughout the series of different tests that we did, it will actually prove you guys that the Realme X3's flagship grade performance is far better than the mid-range performance of the Xiaomi Mi 10i. Now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and check the different applications, how it has been present inside the memory or not, by opening the settings app first. Obviously it got reloaded. Google Chrome second. So the applications are present in the memory. Camera application, we had opened front camera, right? So it is not present in the memory. Google Play Store, it is not present in the okay, it is present in the memory on the Mi 10i, whereas it got reloaded over here guys. YouTube, we had opened the subscription tab. YouTube got reloaded on both the devices. Both the Realme UI and the Xiaomi Mi UI actually uses aggressive battery optimization, and hence it actually clears all the apps in the background. So let me go ahead and open the Facebook application. Obviously Facebook application got reloaded again. Twitter application, let me go ahead and open. Yes, Twitter application also got reloaded on both the devices guys. Instagram app, I'll not be surprised if it gets reloaded. Yes, Instagram app also gets reloaded on both the devices. Reddit application, Reddit app is also reloaded on both the devices. ClickBuzz application over here, it reloaded on the Realme X3, whereas it was in the memory on the Mi 10i. Because we had done a Geekbench test in the middle, that's why all the applications are getting reloaded. Otherwise, memory management on both the devices are just fine. As you can see, the Amazon Prime Video app also got reloaded. Flipkart application also got reloaded, but it was in memory on the Xiaomi Mi 10i. DRM info application, the DRM info was present in the memory over here. As you can see, it was got reloaded on the Realme X3, which is kind of surprising. Let me open the Zomato application. It got reloaded on both the devices. As you can see, let me go ahead and open the Geekbench 5. Geekbench 5 is present in the memory on the Realme X3, whereas it is not present in the memory on the Mi 10i, which is a strange thing. Let me go ahead and open the Netflix application. It got reloaded on both the devices guys. Prime Video application got reloaded on both the devices. Subway Surfer, let me check. Subway Surfer also gets reloaded on both the devices guys. Kinemaster was present in the memory on the Mi 10i, whereas it was not on the Realme X3. So the memory management is kind of hit and miss on both the devices. Maybe this is because we had done a Geekbench test in the middle of our speed test. That's why this happened. If we had done a Geekbench test after all the applications got reloaded, maybe this issue would not have happened. Now is the conclusion time. So which of these devices feels smoother in real life? So obviously the Realme X3 feels more smoother in real life. As you can see, the 120Hz optimization on the Realme X3 has been done in a great way. There will be absolutely no choppiness that feels overall. As you can see, there is a choppiness that is present on the Mi 10i. The overall user interface feels more smoother on the Realme X3 because it is a flagship grade smartphone. One thing is, if you are into camera and if you want better camera quality just for taking good photographs, and if you are not into video also, then Mi 10i would be a better pick, because the camera quality in the photo department on the Mi 10i is far better than the Realme X3. The video department is better slightly on the Realme X3. The stabilization is slightly better on the Realme X3, whereas there is no stabilization on the Mi 10i as of shooting this video. If you are looking for a smartphone in this particular price range, which you have to buy, if you want a 5G device and if you're looking for a mid-range smartphone, you don't care about gaming and all, Mi 10i would be the better pick. If you want an excellent performance device and a not so good camera when it compared to the Mi 10i, then you can go ahead and buy the Realme X3. It is still a fantastic device. Both the devices has a glass back. Both the devices has Corning Gorilla Glass 5 base protection on both the front and back. So that's it for this video guys. If you guys like this speed test comparison and overview of both the devices in terms of real life, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more interesting content ahead. Thank you for watching guys.